The movie starts with an elite commander named James Wright entering a Japanese martial arts dojo to find his enemy.
Where is he? That man in that photo.
My father's.
I spent time with your father in Bataan.
A great fighter. You bring trouble and dishonor.
The story then goes back to 1942. James is being chased by an enemy plane and is shot down. At this time, the Japanese army is finishing a brutal 3-month campaign to take control of the last areas in Asia. James drags his injured comrade out of the water. When he looks up, he sees another plane crash nearby. At sunrise, Japanese soldiers begin searching the area for survivors. James is captured and brought before the Japanese commander Ito. Ito shows no mercy and orders his men to cut off James's head. James is taken to an empty area outside the camp. Captain Hano tells him to kneel, and James obeys without speaking. Hano pulls out his sword and places it on James's neck, carefully lining up the strike. Just as Hano raises the sword, James suddenly moves back, and the attack misses. The Japanese soldiers immediately begin chasing him again and soon manage to find him. In his panic, James falls into a trap they had set. His knife slips from his hand and falls to the ground, leaving him trapped. James is captured and taken back to the camp, where the commander angrily asks why he is still alive. The captain explains that James tried to escape but was caught in their trap. When the commander learns that James killed several soldiers, including Captain Hirono, he completely loses his temper. James Wright, Corporal Hirono was like a brother to me. My sincerest condolences. Tomorrow, you die. The captain offers to eliminate James immediately, but the commander refuses. He says James is not afraid of death, so they must do something that has never been done before. He plans a fight for the next day, where James will be tortured and eliminated slowly so that his death becomes a lesson to the other prisoners. James is locked in his cell under 24-hour guard. The camp holds many prisoners, and many of them have already died due to severe torture. That night, the prisoners talk among themselves. One man tells James that even though they are prisoners, they still follow military discipline inside the camp. There are strict rules, and everyone must obey, or survival becomes impossible. He also mentions that they still have their own commander, who is kept in a different cell and will meet James the next day. James replies that he is not sure he will even be alive by tomorrow, as the Japanese have threatened to execute him. When the other prisoners learn that James killed 3 men, including a captain, they are left shocked and silent.
I already killed 3 of Ito's men that he knows about. Now I'm pretty sure that by tomorrow, Ito's got a bullet with my name on it.
All the prisoners are brought outside. On Commander Ito's orders, a soldier approaches James with a sword. James believes this is the end, but instead of killing him, the soldier unties his hands. James and 3 other prisoners are taken into a fighting ring. Ito announces that these men were caught hiding food in their cells and must be punished to set an example. He calmly sits down as if he is about to enjoy a show. An example must be made. Ito becomes furious and storms inside. The captain insists James must be eliminated immediately, but Ito refuses, saying James is not like the other prisoners and will pay differently. The next day, a prisoner named Gabriel jokingly asks James if he had a stone in his hand during the fight, amazed by what he did. James then meets Collins, their own captain, who has an injured leg from an explosion. Collins asks where James learned to fight so well, saying that in all his months in the camp, no one had ever survived that ring. James replies that he trained in many places, Hong Kong, Thailand, and even Japan. Soon, a captain takes James to Commander Ito, who asks him the same question about where he learned their fighting techniques. You are a skilled fighter. I've trained in many places. This belongs to you. Yes. Maybe you'll see your father again. My father's dead. Tomorrow, you die. Later, the prisoners discuss their situation. In about a week, they'll march us to another camp. We need a radio. They're not coming back for us. We're casualties of war. I'm going to get one. We're all in. A radio is kept near the watchtower. The next day, prisoners start a fight on purpose to distract the guards. While the guards rush in, James climbs the watchtower and steals the radio. Shots are fired into the air to calm the prisoners, but James succeeds. A nurse notices him, and he signals her to stay quiet. A guard then harasses the nurse, slaps her to the ground, and James feels helpless. James hides the radio, and the prisoners carefully bring it into their cell. One prisoner warns that the radio can only receive signals and that trying to transmit would get them caught. He also says that if the guards realize the radio is missing, everyone will be tortured until it is found. James reassures them, saying the camp has many radios and one missing will not be noticed. The next day, Commander Ido gathers all the prisoners and accuses some of entering restricted areas, pointing at Collins. Collins insists he is accusing the wrong man. Now is your only chance to save your life. Lopez, let this be. Those boys found a way outside the fence. Mind your business, tell me. Maybe they did. It's not hard to get out of this place. Just a matter of a blind spot and a few snipped wires. That same night, James takes the radio and sneaks out of the camp. Moving through the dense jungle, he travels far away from the camp. When he turns on the radio, he hears voices speaking in the Navajo language. At the same time, a soldier comes to check the prisoner's cell and sees that everyone appears to be in place. However, when he lifts James's blanket, he finds only empty sacks. Strangely, the soldier does not raise the alarm and quietly leaves. After listening for a while, James returns to the camp. The next day, the three of them meet again. James tells them that the Americans are nearby, as he heard them speaking in Navajo code, although he could not understand what they were saying. Still, he now has an escape plan. James explains that when he first arrived at the camp, he noticed a glider. It has no engine and cannot fly on its own, but it is not a normal glider. It has a hook that allows another plane to pull it into the air. His plan is that if a pilot flies low enough, they can attach the hook and be pulled up along with the glider. Gabriel points out that if everything does not go perfectly, they might fail to connect, making the plan extremely risky. While they are talking, a guard arrives and takes James away.
What do you know about Navajo?
Do you understand the language? Why would I understand it? Nobody understands Navajo except the Navajo. That's the bloody point. None of you will ever see your homes again. Then I guess we have nothing left to lose, do we? An attack is mounting, and the Americans are still close.
Fight on this. It will help.
James collapses and loses consciousness. When he wakes up, he finds himself in the Japanese medical camp. His wounds have been treated, and a nurse has been assigned to care for him. James recognizes her and learns that her name is Teresa and that she is also a prisoner. Teresa tells James that Ito has been losing sleep, believing an attack could happen at any time, and if it does, he will not leave any prisoners alive. They separated me from my family and forced me to work. You know this place, the jungle surrounding it. You may rest now, your strength is returning. Tomorrow I die. Yes, I know. Later, James returns to his fellow prisoners who are relieved to see him alive. One of them tells James that while he was in the medical camp, American planes flew over the area. It becomes clear that the Americans are very close. All they need now is to contact them using the radio. They know it is risky, and that sending a signal could get them caught, but it is their only option. That night, James and Gabriel sneak out of the camp again. After going a short distance, a guard spots them, so they quickly take care of him. As soon as we send that transmission out, Jeff's gonna know. The next day, Ido gathers all the prisoners and announces that some prisoners broke out of their barracks and attacked the guards the previous night. He says this could not have been done by just one person and demands that everyone involved step forward. James notices that Collins has been badly tortured. James steps forward and admits that they have the wrong man, saying it was him who attacked the guards. Ito says he is pleased that James admitted the truth, but adds that James was not alone. He brings another prisoner forward and orders James to kill him, promising that if he does, his friend's life will be spared.
Show me.
No.
We are prisoners of war. There are rules. You are here only for my entertainment. Why don't you step onto that mat with me? Let's finish this now. You're a coward. James decides that everything must happen that night. They will send the signal no matter what. The plan is to include a few Navajo words in the message, so the Japanese waste time trying to decode it. By the time they realize it means nothing, it will be too late. That night, James and Gabriel sneak out again. They get the radio and start sending a message. Luckily, the signal connects with the American radio. They talk and add some random words to confuse the Japanese. When they return to the camp, their cell is empty. Suddenly, guards appear and beat them until they pass out. When James wakes up, the battle has already started. American planes are bombing the Japanese camp and destroying everything. The Japanese soldiers begin killing prisoners and getting ready to run away. Teresa frees James and tells him that after he was caught, the camp was attacked, and Ito went crazy, killing everyone he saw. When they go outside, the camp is completely destroyed. The survivors reach the glider. They tie it with ropes, fix the hook, and climb inside. An American fighter plane flies very low and drops its hook. This is their only chance. The hook locks onto the glider, and the plane pulls them into the air and away to safety. They finally escape. But not everyone is so lucky. James promises himself that one day he will come back to save the others. 8 years later, after World War II ends, James returns to Japan to face Ito. Their business is not finished. My father died last year. My condolences. Wait.
I believe this belongs to you.
My father said a white man would come for it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.